Hi friends, this is Lee from Agape Studios. Welcome back. It's Tuesday morning or afternoon now. The date is July 23rd, 2024. I'm just continuing to just practice my automatic writing and see what comes in. And as they come in, I thought I would just share it, these messages and these Pleiadian messages. And just as they come in, and just put myself out there and see how everybody's feeling, to offer words of encouragement. I have been guided to just pull a tarot card to incorporate this into my channeling as well. Just a card for anybody that resonates with. And whoever watches this and it resonates with, it was meant for you, this message. So I did pull a card after I did some automatic writing, and I had to ask to stop because it wants to keep coming in, and I want to keep these videos to a reasonable time limit where it's it's not easy, or it's easier to tune in and stay engaged in the conversation. So there's not too much information, but just enough to plant those seeds of the idea that you are so much more than you believe yourself to be, and that you are worthy of every dream and every possible angle of love. You are worthy of this, and this is what continuously comes in on these messages, and that's why I continue to share it, because I know that if it's from a place of love, it's from a place of higher awareness and a place of a higher dimensional frequency, which came through in this channel as well. And so I'm just going to jump right into it and share. The theme on this transmission was from impossible to I'm possible. Nothing is impossible. In you, I'm possible. And so I started at 10:24 or 10:44, sorry. And so it starts. You are truly supported. You are truly loved. You are truly magnificent. You are truly perfect in every way already. Right now, in this moment, you are perfect and are functioning perfectly well, even and especially if you are experiencing suffering in any way, or if you're noticing in your outer experience that bad things keep happening. So that comes up, and we'll keep on going. So they go on to explain. And they're just giving examples here of things that might resonate with you. So this came through. So if this resonates with you in any way, shape, or form, it goes on to tell that you're not alone. So have you, or do you feel depression, anxiety, pain, confusion, suffering of any kind? So let me know if this resonates with any one of you. So here's an example. The bills are piling up. Sound familiar? So gets tossed into your piling system. And the thought crosses your mind. I can't afford to do anything about it, so there's no point in talking to them now. Ignore calls, ignore emails, ignore letters. Into the piling system, or into a single big box of, I'll have to deal with that later. Now let me tell you, that strategy and mindset is such a black hole, and if you're a fan of Star Wars like I am, that's what I would call, it's a trap, the scene. So that's what that is to me. And I continue. It does not work. It's a black hole. And then all of a sudden, oh, look at that guitar. Wow. Drool all over. I need a napkin. Or look at that shiny new material thing that I don't have but I think I need, as the voice inside you says, even though I can't afford it, I don't have the money for it, and but I think I'm gonna anyway. So instant gratification takes over, and so the addictions of the material world that anchors you down the fearful path of, and let me know if this is familiar. Oh shit, how am I going to pay for that this month because my car broke down and I had to pay for that instead. Damn it. You know, what am I going to do? Now pay attention here. I was afraid this would happen. Cause your inner world. A thought starts, a seed is planted. I was afraid, and so shall it be. Ego steps into the driver's seat of your vessel, changing your course onto many unavoidable collisions in your outer experience. The heart is hijacked. So, you step into your reptilian part of your brain, which is fight or flight mode, which causes a great deal of adrenaline and cortisol to be flowing through your body at an excess, which causes your body to come into a state of dis-ease, not at ease, or to the point of a nervous breakdown. And so this is what ego feeds off of, as those chemicals and those thought processes and those emotional states. That is what ego feeds off of. So I continue. So yeah, you're on a collision course. And here, I felt like the world was pushing so hard on my bubble, and I'm perceiving it to be the universe was only taking an in-breath and holding it, tightening around my heart into judgment, full stop. So in this thought process, and they encouraged me to share some personal experiences. So a part of that was from me, that they encouraged to share of what I have gone through, am going through, or the chaos that we see around us that we cause for ourselves. So but we can transcend and have a chit chat with ego. So as I continue on this process, and I'm just going to pause from transmission here, but I did write this down. As I examine my own thought processes, as you can see we did, where the thought becomes an emotion, causing chaos in the mind and stories the ego tells yourself that make you believe that you have something to fear. As I seem to face such a mountain, an unclimbable mountain of all my fears, I think, therefore I am. I think, I feel, therefore I am that. And so continuing, it is only fearful if you feed it a thought of fear. And that turns into an emotion that creates a chain reaction into your auric field, rippling into the ether as fear penetrates into you. Then, without a doubt, it will reflect back to you or me, as that is how I felt inside, and was my belief system of this not being possible to climb that mountain, and so shall it be. Ego has a need to know attitude. So if you feel lost with a thought like, I don't know what to do, but I must know the outcome. And but in the meantime, I'm going to stress about it and impatiently wait for something to show up in my outer world. You'll be waiting a long time, as we are finding out. We manifest that situation. So it's up to us to change our perception around it, and to let go possibly of the expectation of the of the outcome and put our judgments and fears based on what we think should happen, instead of surrendering to the process and letting our higher self guide us to the next step. When we step into our intuition and let go of our choices that we base on a lower vibrational frequency, such as fear, instead of making a choice from a calm, centered heart space. So, yes, the ego has a need to know attitude. You are certainly not alone. They want you to know that you are not alone, as we are each and every one of us going through our very own personal shit and baggage that, when in that emotional state, then affects the mental state, sending us into a downward spiral of mind, tuning your receiver, your brain, to a frequency or TV channel or radio channel, whichever you prefer, to a certain channel or frequency of fear or judgment. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Hello, ego. For some reason, bad things keep happening to me and I can't figure out why. Your frequency lowers, your station has changed from 100.1 to 87.3, where you just seem to see static and the same song over and over again. So the emotion on that thought is what gets attached to it, and so shall it be. It keeps showing up. So recognize the patterns in your life that keep showing up in your outer experience, and be mindful of your thoughts and emotions. As the saying goes, as within, so without. Like I say, it is a mirror reflection of your inner world. So I'm happy with anybody that's here exploring your inner world with me, and I hope this all is hitting home for some people to maybe change perspective, which continues. For me, I began to change my perspective on how I perceived these struggles, and this is my personal experience. Then I chose to see these things as the best thing that ever happened to me. Every day is the best day of my life, as everything I go through and face, every challenge was always and will always be the cause, or the inner, and the effect, the outer, of the mirror of you, or the mirror of myself, which is that mirror of yourself, your outer, when you walk into the world, is any time that you are awake, your eyes are open, in your dream, that you are only human. So when I chose to reflect and express my gratitude and joy and love for the physical experience without judgment, and I began to feel so much love within myself, and copious amounts of compassion and non-judgment for all souls that chose to believe that they are just another limited avatar, the compassion flowed in, because you just understand that everybody's exactly where they need to be, and there's nothing that you can do it but to be an example and a shiny light of you expressing your joy and love. And that is how you shine your light, and for others to see that it is possible, just by your example of raising your own frequency and raising your own exploring your own joy and passion, and people are going to take notice and wonder how you're doing that. It becomes possible in the minds of many, therefore raising the consciousness and awareness that such love is possible when others around you seem to begin to find it. And it's very visible that they are happy because they are glowing. I continue. You only limit yourself when you hold on to the belief that you couldn't possibly be anything more than a dirty sinner that isn't worth of the love of God, or at least that's what the church told me. I went there. I'm going there. So just hold on with me if you're still here and this triggers you. Be mindful of that. So I'm going to read that again. You only limit yourself when you hold on to the belief that it couldn't be possible, that you couldn't possibly be anything more than a dirty sinner that isn't worth of the love of God. Or at least that's what the church told me, where I pay them good, hard-earned money to them, so that the men in the that govern over me, or that I allow to govern over me, will then choose whether or not to forgive you for your sins, only on behalf of an all-loving, so is claimed, yet seemingly greedy, gold-gobbling God, a lowercase g, looking for approval outside of yourself. The only sin is that we choose to believe that we are separate from our own channel, our very own connection to God or the divine source energy, the one, whatever you want to call it, but it is our connection to that unconditional love in our experience. You are limitless when you choose to release the belief that you are unworthy, that and choose to believe that such love is possible for you to experience and feel that peace within. You will become a part of the community of I'm possible. You are limitless, so create with the intent and feeling of unconditional love, and in that state you will only experience that love in your outer experience. And remember that there is no such thing as failure, and this comes with love from Isa. And so at that, I'm just going to go right into the card that I pulled for everybody. I thought it was a very great message for us. And it is the, what came up was the Page of Swords. And the page is always a messenger. And so we're going to see what the message comes from this Page of Swords. So I'm going to go right into it here. So the keywords on this is new ideas, curiosity, thirst for knowledge, new ways of communicating. The description on the Page of Swords is, and I encourage you to take a screenshot of that or look it up on the internet to just really look at the symbols of the card and see what that opens up subconsciously for you. The Page of Swords shows a young man standing with his sword pointing upwards to the sky. His body and the sword lean in one direction, and he looks the other way as if to see what else is happening around him. A breeze blows through the young man's hair, and the clouds behind him appear to dash around him. A breeze blows through the man's hair, and the clouds behind him appear to dash through the sky, bringing dynamic energy to the card. The ground on which the page stands is green and fertile, suggesting that the page's ideas are likely to bring positive change and forward movement. So the Page of Swords is full of energy, passion, and enthusiasm. When this card shows up in a tarot reading, you are bursting with new ideas and plans for the future. You may be excited about starting a new project, pursuing a new approach, or learning something new. You have so much energy that you feel as though you could do almost anything, and you can, if you believe it. The challenge, however, is whether you can keep it up. As with all pages, the beginning always looks promising, but you need something else to follow through and keep up the pace. The Page of Swords often emerges when you are exploring a new way of thinking, a new idea, a new perspective, new knowledge, or a new technique. You have a curious mind and thirst for knowledge. As you explore this fresh way of thinking, you are asking lots of questions and gathering as much information as possible. You are also very much in the exploratory phase and not mastery. You may be prone to making mistakes along the way, but your curiosity means that you are eager to learn from your slip-ups. There is no such thing as failures. There is only success in knowing what you do not prefer and what does not work. Take what you can from that and move forward and rebuild. As the swords relate to communication, the Page of Swords suggests that you are exploring a different way of expressing yourself, such as art or music or something creative. Express yourself with others and communicating your ideas and opinions. You may be drawn to public speaking, writing a book or a blog, starting a podcast, or being more vocal on social media. Again, this is the exploratory phase, so be open to new ways of expressing yourself and discovering where your inner talents lie. If you are looking for a sign to move ahead with a new project, the Page of Swords says, go for it. And I've been letting people know that if something sparks your excitement where you go like this and it excites you and you say, heck yes, I want to do that, then do that and pursue that excitement. That is a direct communication with your higher self. There will always be challenges with whatever way you choose, and not everyone will be thrilled with your choices, but when it comes down to it, you need to follow your passions and go where your true energy lies. This page encourages you to move forward and to get the wheels in motion despite any challenges or setbacks that might stand in the way. And that goes along with the card that we pulled yesterday, number 7, the Chariot. We are ready in our chariot, equipped with every tool that we need to make this next step in our journey and our spiritual evolution of piercing the veil of judgment and stepping more into love in our heart space, where we tip the scales on earth as we raise the vibration together. The Page of Swords can also represent your relationship with a person who is exploring their ability to communicate, share ideas, and gather information. You may have your moments with this page, as the swords often expresses a level of tension or conflict, and this bundle of energy may sometimes prove too much to handle. If you need to, give yourself a break from this person and return with fresh eyes. You need to stay open to their enthusiasm. They have a lot to share with you, despite their experiences. Inexperience may teach you something about yourself. You need to stay open to their enthusiasm and learn more about the world through their eyes, as we are all reflections of one another. So that's what came through on the Page of Swords, and what a beautiful message, as many of us are piercing through that veil of fear and stepping into our creativity. And I have been practicing that myself as I push through and chase my excitement, and then more of it shows up for me despite of what's going on around me in the world, and the chaos that's happening around the world around you. Remember that it is only a reflection of you, and what we judge will continue to show up until we stop judging it and see it from a different perspective. And when you do that and shift that in yourself, your outer world will change. And so at that, I'm going to cut this off now. And if that resonates with anybody, I love to hear the comments for where you at. And if this has helped you in any way, I'm grateful to be of service in this way, to bring forth messages that comes through this vessel as I step aside to bring you that encouragement to explore within yourself, and possibly how to get there and how to navigate through this matrix of Earth School that we have all chosen to be on, and we are always in the right space at the right time, no matter what we face. So there are ways to come out of those black holes if you feel that world tightening in around you and you just don't know what to do. We're here to help you to learn to trust, and how to trust in your higher self, and how to let go of the anxieties and fear through mindfulness and meditation, to be able to counterbalance those cortisol and adrenaline levels with easy breathing techniques and short mindful meditations to clear your thoughts of any stories that your ego self tells you. So if you're interested in any further guidance from your higher self, or your spirit guides or your angels, I'm happy to facilitate that channel for you to bring in the messages specifically for you on your journey. So if you'd like to book an appointment with me for tarot card reading, they are $88 a session for an hour session. I will leave the link below. In collaboration with Agape Holistic Yoga and Wellness with my wife Angela. She has many great healing modalities and programs to further in your exploration of knowing yourself. There's many things on her website that might be of interest to you, so please stop by and check that out as well while you're booking an appointment with me. And I really hope to hear from you and to bring you those beautiful messages to remind you that you are the one that you've been waiting for, and how to bring that connection to your higher self to you and embody it in this experience where we all create love within ourselves so that we might begin to experience a world not only for ourselves but for our future generations and for our future incarnations here as we ascend from darkness to light here on the world, and embrace both the darkness and light within ourselves. And I warn, if you feel possibly that you have no darkness within yourselves, please maybe reevaluate that and see it within yourself so that we can all alchemize that energy and take the middle way as we love our neighbors as we would ourselves and treat others as you would be treated, the golden rule. So I hope to hear from you, everybody. Remember, if that you want to start to experience great things, realize that you are already part of something great. Namaste, friends. Have an awesome day. I hope to hear from you.